Shalom, Shalom, Call Halal, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High, name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. My name is Ibar from the Prophets in Babylon camp down here in Tampa, Florida. And I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us His truth and truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. And real quick, I want to go into this video or this story of what happened down here, not too far. It was down here in Tampa, but it's actually in Plant City, which I used to live out there. I actually moved about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I moved out of this area, but it says this is news break. It says a heartbreaking collision tragedy strikes Florida family en route to celebration. Okay, it was a family going to a celebration, and I believe 6 of them died. Right, six of them died, man. So damn near a whole family died on the way to a celebration. So let's read some more. It says, and out there in that area, it's a bunch of Issachar. You know, it's a bunch of Issachar out there. But it says, Florida is home to joyful festivities, warm sunsets, and memorable family gatherings. But in the unfortunate turn of events, the picturesque landscapes of Hillsborough County bore witness a devastating tragedy that left 6 dead and another battling for their life. On a day that was to be marked with celebration, an SUV carrying 7 souls met devastation at a train crossing. The scene can only be described as nightmarish. A family's joy turned to sorrow within seconds. As the details emerge, the weight of the events presses heavily on the hearts of not just the local community, but the entire nation. Right. So, right. And I knew it was going to be Issachar. It says, for reasons still unclear, Jose G. Hernandez, 52, made the fateful decision to navigate his white Cadillac Escalade, which that's a nice truck, across the tracks, coming indirectly into the path of an oncoming freight train. Which in that area, you got train tracks right in people's backyards, man. Like, you know, and there's not really much guard lines or whatever. So, but those trains are constantly always coming through, and they'll just fly through that area, or whatever. It says the subsequent collision was so violent it sent the SUV into a furious tumble, throwing 5 of its occupants from the building, almost like from the vehicle. So wow. So people, flew out of that vehicle, man. And the last name is Hernandez, so it got to be Northern Kingdom, more than likely Issachar. It says Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Kroshner's comparison of the SUV wreckage to a crushed can is a haunting visualization of the event's magnitude. As someone who has covered numerous events throughout the storied career, it's events like these that serve as a stark reminder of the fragility of life, right? Because these lives are fragile. Look at this. It says it's reported that the Hernandez family, including driver's wife, Indilia Hernandez, and their 3 children. I'm not going to name their children's names. It says we're on their way to a quinceañera, right? So quinceañera is like a birthday party. All right. I believe it's when the girl is turning 12 or 16 or something like that, or 15th. Okay. This traditional celebration marks a girl's 15th birthday in her transition from childhood into womanhood. You see, showing you that when you get your cycle and you reach a certain age, you become a woman. So it says the transition from childhood to womanhood. What was to be a day of joyful and festivities turned into a heart-wrenching episode of loss. Wow. It says among the dead was also Jacob A. Lopez, 17, a friend of the Hernandez children. It's a somber note that such young lives full of potential and promise met such a tragic end. Crash scenes like the one near the intersection of U.S. Route 92 and Jim Lefter's Circle serve as haunting reminders to cherish every moment. In a world where the unpredictable is always lurking, it's essential to hold our loved ones close and never take a single day for granted. Right. And that's pretty much the point. I'll read a little more before I close out. It's a little more left. It says the heartache of palpable is palpable, palpable, whatever, and the ripples of grief will be felt for years to come. As the community rallies around the affected, one can only hope for healing and answers in the days ahead. Let us remember the Hernandez family not by the tragic event that befell them, but by the joyous moments and the love they shared. Their memories, like the golden Florida sunset, should illuminate the path forward in these dark times, right? So that's the point, man. You know, this family, Issakarite family, was going on the way to a celebration, which we tell you all the times, man. You ain't supposed to be celebrating these birthdays, man. It is a sin to celebrate birthdays, okay, whether you realize it or not. Okay, it's off. Those are traditions of men. That's not of our customs. All right, celebrating your birthday. Okay, the scripture says greater. Let me grab that real quick. Okay. Because hey, really we're in the land of our captivity. And this ain't the time to be trying to, enjoy yourself in this captivity either, man. You should be seeking YAHAWASHI, getting right, because at any moment the Lord can send judgment upon you. And that's what happened to this family. Unfortunately, they got that judgment came upon them. It says Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth, right? So we don't celebrate birthdays, man. That's not our custom. Okay, that's a tradition of men. Let me grab that. That's a tradition of men. Okay? Which, aforetime, we were those gifts that was given to the heathen on their birthdays. Okay? It says, Colossians chapter 2, verse 8, and this is the whole family. It says, beware, lest any man spoil you. And that's what happened. They got spoiled. Okay, they got, destroyed. Lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after the Lord. Okay, so this is what happens when you follow in these traditions of men. These people. It's taking you to the traditions of men, the philosophies and vain deceit. Okay, after the rudiments of the world. You see? If the Lord was with that, then that wouldn't have happened. But the Lord brought judgment upon that family because, these Issacharite families, they be having all kind of kids. So they be probably, go to a damn quinceañera, every other week now, man. So the Lord got fed up. Okay? Let me grab this. And it's pretty much a big, feast. It says, Amos chapter 5, verse 18, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. And as if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, and went into the house, and leaned on his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very darkness and no brightness in it? That's coming. Great judgment is coming, man. All right. It says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offering of your fat beast. Right. And a lot of times at these quinceañeras, what they'll do is they'll have a big ass, fat, huge pig roasting over a fire with an apple in his mouth, man. They're eating a lot of pork there, and they're celebrating the traditions of men. Okay, so the Lord warned us of this. He told us to beware of this, man. Okay, let's grab that. Which this is what I immediately thought of whenever I heard about this story. It says Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2. It says, it is better to go into the house of mourning than to go into the house of feasting. This ain't the time to be trying to enjoy yourself and have a good time and go into the house of feasting, man. It's better to go into the house of mourning than to go into the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Right, so that's the end of all men. A lot of people die going to these different festivals and birthday parties and such, these different events, going to the club, being in the house of feasting, instead of being in the house of mourning. It says, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better, right? And we're not supposed to be celebrating no birthdays, all in that giddy spirit, thinking everything is a joke and having fun and all about enjoying yourselves, And in Northern Kingdom, man, when they had these parties, they party all week, drinking and having a good time all week, man. Food and festivities. It says the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. And that's what happened to that family. Unfortunately, they was in that their mind was in the house of mirth, which made them fools, and whatever reason they got stuck on them train tracks. That train came and delivered a fatal blow. Okay, killed 6 people and almost 7, which is completion. The 7th person is fighting for his life, which that individual may very well die, which is going to be completion, man. And this is judgment from YAHAWASHI. The Lord said he killeth and he maketh alive. Okay, he wounds and he heals. So it was the Most High who did that. The issues of death belong to the Most High, right? It says, it is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. And you go to these events and all you hear is a bunch of song and music, everybody jumping around and enjoying themselves. All right, rather than hearing the rebuke of the wise, the prophets, man. You see? Verse 8 says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit better than the proud in spirit. Be not hasty in spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools. That's the point. That's the point. But yeah, this was great judgment that came upon that family. Why? Because they was not following the ways of YAHAWASHI. They were not serving YAHAWASHI. Okay, in fact, they were serving themselves. This is another article that just came out. It says families of Plant City train crash victims express safety concerns over crossings. Right. So it says the 3 families in Plant City are in pain, grieving. So that ain't just one family. That's 3 families in pain. Sheesh. YAHAWASHI is to be feared, man. Okay. YAHAWASHI is to be feared. It says 3 families in Plant City are in pain, grieving for the loss of their loved ones after a deadly crash between an SUV and a train on Saturday. According to Hillsborough County Sheriff Office, that's the story. Jose Hernandez, 52, was on his way to a birthday party with his family and 2 of their friends Saturday night. Right. So that was Saturday night, man. We was at camp when this happened. They was on the way to a party. And going to the house of feasting, and we was in the house of mourning. Okay, and like I said, I had actually just moved from that area, man. I just moved from that Plant City area. But a couple months ago, it was a young woman, who got stuck on them train tracks, and she got hit by a car. She got hit. And that individual that got hit, 2 Jakes at my job, it was actually their cousin. All right, she was actually their cousin. So these judgments are getting closer and closer to home, man. These judgments are getting closer and closer to home. All right, this is why YAHAWASHI is to be feared. Seek YAHAWASHI while he may be found. So the time is coming where you're going to wish you had, man. But that's the point. With that being said, I'm going to say Shalom, Kwame Sharala, Abba Babal.